Yeah, hello, welcome to another update video on Bitcoin. Bitcoin seems to be currently in sell-off mode and it's currently following this white scenario. I currently assume that we're moving down in the C wave of the larger B wave. That is part still of a bullish scenario overall. Let's take a quick look at the larger time frame. The yellow scenario, which is the more directly bullish one, is not invalidated, but it currently at least looks as if we are in this B wave here. Obviously, it might be a bit confusing, but on the larger time frame, I'm tracking this as wave B top, circle wave B, and now circle wave C to the downside. And let us actually put the Fibonacci extensions onto the chart here as well that I am tracking on the smaller time frame, so it is aligned. Because what we are tracking on the smaller time frame, hold on, I can just basically copy it. I think that would be more, that would make more sense. These are the next targets here, $99,260 pretty much, plus minus, so that's fine for this time frame. So this would be the next target. So we'll see if the market comes down to that level now. Obviously, it doesn't mean that the B wave has to complete here. If we track this as an A, B, C structure, no, not at all. We could even see a wider wave B that moves into this region. So the ultimate support remains located at $81,340. This would be ultimate support, final support for this B wave. And you know, here in the short term, what we're tracking is potential C wave down now. Whether this is going to be all of the B wave or this could just be the A wave of an even larger B wave. So A, B, C of a larger B wave. It wouldn't make an impact. It wouldn't have an impact on structure. It would just be a different variation of the same scenario. As long as we're holding 81,340, the focus is still on higher prices. But yeah, it does look as if we're now following here the pathway to the downside in wave C of B. Bear in mind, please, the larger time frame trend is still up. We should really only use the microstructures, like in this case, a smaller dip, yeah. We should only use the microstructures to understand the short-term direction of the trend, but the overall trend remains up, especially as long as we're holding 81,340. But as I said to you before, once we break micro support on the smaller time frame, my focus will shift to lower prices. So that means for now I'm looking for lower across the sector. Obviously, a lot of the micro setups we had are breaking. We saw that already earlier today across the sector. A lot of altcoins were moving from potential impulses to diagonals, and that is what we see here now on the daily chart, on the Bitcoin chart, as this looks like this was a B wave price top which has formed, and we could move down now in wave C of B. Again, this would be the initial target area, and that doesn't mean we have to reach it. Yeah, there's no certainty in these markets, especially on the smaller time frame. We always have to be flexible. Larger time frame, nothing changed, but on the smaller time frame, we have to be flexible. And but until we see an upside impulse, the assumption is now that the market, you know, will follow through to the downside. Now, I will leave the yellow count on the chart until it's really invalidated. This 1-2 setup, it will likely be invalidated with a break below 105,377. There is one more alternative bullish scenario I'm exploring. I will probably talk about that in more detail tomorrow in the video. But for now, the white count is the preference as long as we stay below resistance. I will add resistance for circle wave 2 to the chart once I have evidence that circle wave 1 has bottomed. Then we can watch circle wave 2 resistance. But this is now the, let's say, ideal roadmap here to the downside, which could send the price lower in circle wave C towards that 99,260 level. There could be a bit of support here structurally in this area around $105,370. But let's see how the market reacts. This is quite a rapid sell-off. The altcoins are suffering more than Bitcoin. Naturally, they always do that, or usually do that. So yeah, this seems to be a direction the market wants to take, and then there should be a, let's say, a corrective rally next, and then the third wave down should be quite rapid. We'll see how it plays out. For now, I'm not confirming a low in wave 1 or anything yet. No, and if there is a low, the rally is likely going to be corrective because we have a break below support. We already saw it earlier today when the market reacted here to the resistance area, which I've removed now from the chart, but that this here could be an internal wave 4 price top. Yeah? So the market has not broken above my intraday resistance I communicated earlier today. Rather, it reacted perfectly to it, and that did not unfortunately confirm an upside breakout. So resistance ended here at the 50% retracement at 108,440. Exactly rejected there, and the rally was a three-wave move. So while Bitcoin was fighting, or the bulls were fighting, the bears are clearly leading here in the very short term. Again, that doesn't mean that the overall trend is turning bearish, but in the short term we're going down, and that's the focus. Whether this will lead to a larger time frame trend change, I don't know. I don't think so. It could do, but that's why I said in the short term I'm already looking for lower, but this is, these are micro movements that do not confirm yet that a larger trend change is underway. I simply see this as a pullback in a larger uptrend still, even though we are likely in the late stages of the bull market. If you want to learn more about that, you can also check out my latest video on the MCO Global channel, in which I talked about M2, I talked about the larger trend and much more. Yeah, that's the update on Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. I also invite you to join us on X, formerly Twitter. There are additional updates. There are video updates that you won't find on YouTube. There are setups, mindset stuff, and a very active community. You can ask questions, communicate, and much more. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.